The girls are traveling to find Yuuji, and Yumiko buys a houseboat on the internet. On the other hand, Yuuji met his sister in the basement. She tells him that her brain tissues have been used to formulate a computer system. Yuuji asks her questions about her favorite food to find the truth. She gives him information about the new nuclear bomb which Heath has developed and smuggled. Heath is after Kazuki as she is his Thanatos system. He asks her to take help from the government, but Kazuki declines his offer and provides him with the information that the government is negotiating with Heath to take half of Yuuji's brain tissue because they are worth for their new programs. She gives him the assignment to kill Heath, which he accepts immediately. The girls are in the boat when they receive a call thinking the call is from Yuuji, but it is from Thanatos system, who is Kazuki. She explains to them about Thanatos system and asks for their help to disrupt Heath's plan. The girl accepts her offer and decides to commence work tomorrow because it is too late at night. Amane is trying to remember the melody because she has a weird feeling she remembers that melody. The next day, Thanatos sends cell phones to them and tells them that they are untraceable, and that she wants them to use cell phones in all communications. She asks Yumiko about her feelings for Yuuji, and Yumiko admits that she loves Yuuji. Meanwhile, Yuuji asks Kazuki how she survived. Kazuki explains to him what happened to her. In a flashback, she remembers the minibus disaster. Amane had been forced to leave, and Seiya and Ritsu pinned Kazuki. Chiaki killed Minori, which Haruna did not like, and stabbed Chiaki, but suddenly Yoshihiko appeared and killed Haruna. They all were wounded and stayed in the tents. Chiaki, Ritsu, and Seiya did not bear the pain of wounds and died 3 days after the accident. Police reached the place and took Kazuki to the hospital, but Yoshiko was also dead. In the hospital, doctors found her brain capable of creating the Thanatos system. The flashback ends, and Yuuji realizes that it was the time when he had enrolled in Mahama Academy. Elsewhere, in a hotel, one man asks Heath why it is necessary to go to such lengths for a single former spy, and Heath explains that the specimen does not exist anymore. Heath then tells the man that they must perfectly reproduce Yuuji's genetic assembly one last time. Heath made an introduction to Yuuji Kazami, who has silver hair and red eyes. He promises Yuuji that new land will soon be in the hands of Heath. JB is in charge of Yuuji, and she tells Chiara that Yuuji is going to stand trial for consulate assault, and the firing squad will execute him, and she cannot do anything for him. She says that Yuuji has no attachments to the world and Yuuji is not the first one, who is going to face a tragic death in Japan. JB tells her not to say anything out loud that will cause trouble for herself. Meanwhile, in the houseboat, Thanatos informs the girls about the date and time of Yuuji's Akasaka transfer. Thanatos tells them that they must acquire 100 million yen in a short time. Makina gives them the idea of selling Mikairu, but everyone disagrees because no one will buy Mikairu. It is tough to earn a large portion of money in such a short time. Thanatos knows that Makina has a slot car, which she bought in America and sold at a high price in Japan. She sells the car and earns massive money. Makina is sad, but Thanatos promises her that she will buy her new one later. Thanatos directs Amane to reach her destination. She has a particular task for Mikairu. The tasks had begun, and Sachai went to a bank while in a houseboat. Yumiko went to an internet website, and Makina played with Yuuji's air rifle. Amane is driving to her destination, while Thanatos gives her advice to reach that destination. While in the auto, Amane has strange feelings that she heard Thanatos' voice somewhere. Thanatos asks Murchu to arrive at the cafe she designated. Kazuki sends Sachai and Makina to the store, where she buys a new toy for Makina. On reaching the mart, they meet an aged man named Yamamoto. When he asks Sachai about her name, she replies, "I will kill you." Thanatos wants Sachai to not do anything except saying "I will kill you" anytime she asks anything. The man gave them a pink air rifle, and then they return to the houseboat together. Amane, Sachai, and Makina are in the boat and about to eat food when Mikairu shows up and looks dirty and hungry. She tells them the whole story. She traveled all around the world. She began tasks at an aged man's cafe, where she bought cell phones and sold them overseas. Next, she visited the country's dam construction sites to sell beers to local laborers on a business jet that Thanatos prepared for her. She exchanged her yacht to a man for gold and diamonds and earned tens of millions through her task. As tasks have been completed, she gives them information about the conveyance that will carry Yuuji and the timing of his departure. Chizuru is drunk and depressed when she receives a call from Thanatos, who offers her a new building for Mahama Academy. She accepts her offer. She calls JB and informs them that the Mahama girls are on an assignment to rescue Yuuji. On the other hand, Yuuji is tied in the room and crying while remembering Asako in his sleep. Meanwhile, Heath is planning to take Yuuji away from them. The next morning, the time comes for the Mahama girls to begin their mission. But before that, Yumiko delivers a speech that no one understands. This made Yumiko embarrassed. Girls are ready to start operation. Rescue Yuuji Kazami. Makina is going to shoot the car which is escorting Yuuji. She uses her mother's name to buy a room in a hotel for her plan. She arrives in the room and makes a hole in the window and activates Shimo Hai-Chan to guide her into shooting the enemies with her pink rifle. Makina is now in her firing position. Amin finds the customized truck in the parking lot, which Thanatos supplies to her. Mikairu changes her appearance, contacts someone from Yuuji's company, and picks a big case from him. Sachai is put in charge of the recovery operations cornerstone and buys products that are non-lethal from a supermarket. At the houseboat, Thanatos informs Yumiko that she had prepared the following 6 plans and left her with options to choose any. Thanatos also tells her to not worry and that she may fall into the hands of Heath Oslo. Meanwhile, in Okinawa, Millie is trying to seduce a helicopter pilot in a restroom, trick him, and knock him unconscious, moving right along to the Ikageya HQ. One man is carrying a tied Yuuji to take him to Akasaka for trial. Yumiko starts plan and gives code names to the girls. The code name of Sachai is Crappy Maid, and the code name of Makina is Lucky Tanuki. In the hotel, Makina was preparing for the attack, loaded her pink rifle, and informed Yumiko under her code name Loner. Just when Makina is about to shoot the cars, there is another car, and that one shoots down the Ikageya cars. Thanatos confirms that there is an arms intervention by the third force, so she switches to plan B somewhere outside. The terrorist kills one of the Ikageya men and takes Yuuji to the assault vehicle. Thanatos then orders her to shoot the transportation at the Sanoshita intersection. Yuuji wakes up and finds a bomb on his wrist. The man tells him the only solution to unlock and disable the bomb is Heath's key, and the only way is for him to meet Heath personally. Makina attacks 3 vehicles, and Sachai knocks the man and reaches Yuuji to remove that thing from his wrist. But Yuuji tells her not to remove it because it is a bomb. Amin arrives there with the vehicle and takes Yuuji into the car. Makina is out of bullets, and Thanatos informs Amin to pick up Makina. Travis informs Heath that the getaway vehicle has taken Yuuji away, and their helicopter is chasing after them. Heath orders him to come back. Girls have taken Yuuji to a safe place. They saw helicopters chasing them and started firing at them. Signals are cut off by Yumiko and Thanatos while the enemy helicopter is about to shoot them. But suddenly, another helicopter appears with Millie in it. Millie saves them and goes looking for other enemies. Jimmy restores the mobile connection. Thanatos detaches herself from the primary system and reveals herself as Kazuki. JB escorts Kazuki to a ship. Amin finally sees Kazuki is surprised, and her eyes fill with tears. Amin is in shock after seeing Kazuki alive. She tells her that she considered that she died all the time. Kazuki replies that she did not die and is hopeful she will meet her one day. Amin then hugs Kazuki while crying tears of joy as a relief. It is difficult for Mikairu to believe that Kazuki has a ship, and Kazuki explains that the yacht is a replica made by a German enthusiast and won at auction. She asks Makina to report her if she spots any signs of aircraft. Afterward, Yumiko gives a message to Kazuki that she has finished checking the supplies on board. Kazuki then asks her if she has enough supplies for Chizuru, Millie, Jimmy, and his wife. Kazuki is going to show Chizuru a new building for the academy. Yumiko tells her about the captain of the yacht, and Kazuki tells her that she is his wife of Jimmy. Yumiko realizes that she met his wife some days ago in a cafe with the appearance of a maid. Kazuki tells her that she is an undercover investigator. She married Jimmy because of her job but ends up loving him, so she made this marriage legitimate. Meanwhile, inside the ship room, Yuuji wakes up and meets Jim. He tells him that the Muhammad girls rescued him from Heath. Jimmy's wife tells him that Kazuki wants his advice for future actions and wants him to return to the deck. She introduces herself to Yuuji when Jimmy goes out. She tells him that she is Zoe Graham, daughter of Paul Graham. She knows that Yuuji killed her father, so she wants to kill him. Yuuji reminds her that if she kills him, the bomb on his wrist explodes, and it will kill everyone on the ship. Yuuji negotiates with her, and she gives him a mission to kill Heath. Kazuki informs Jimmy that Chizuru is the new landlord of the ship, and this is the new academy. Mikairu paints the sign of Mahama Academy on a vessel. After some time, Yuuji finally met Kazuki personally and asked her about her next plan. Kazuki then answers his question. She will flee to an island in the south, and that island is private in Micronesia. The island was Asako, but after her death, Yuuji is its new owner. She hugged him and cried for some time. He then tells her that he is making a plan to kill Heath at any cost. Millie arrives by helicopter and runs towards Yuuji because she wants to hug him, but Yuuji slaps her face. Yuuji wants the girls to escape on the ship while he goes to Heath. He thanks the girls for rescuing him and promises them that he will not die there. Kazuki informs Yuuji about the location of Heath. Jimmy tries to stop Yuuji because he is worried about him and tells him that Asako fought with Heath, but did not defeat him because he shot her with a gun. Yuuji realizes that the wound he gives her kills her. Yuuji leaves with Millie on her helicopter. The ship reaches the island, and Kazuki calls Agnes and asks her to send a disposal team to dispose of the bomb on the craft. Yuuji arrives at Heath HQ, enters secretly, and kills some of his men. Yuuji kills all men of Heath. Travis informs Heath about the arrival of Yuuji on the ship. When Heath calls his men, no one responds, and Yuuji appears. Travis shoots at him but misses. He then stabbed Travis with his knife. Yuuji then starts to lose consciousness because the drug is wearing off. Back in the office of Heath, a person who looks identical to Yuuji asks him if he can go and kill Yuuji, and Heath allows it. On the ship, Mikairu is successful in cutting the cable from the generators of the Thanatos system. Bombs have been disposed of on the ship. Yumiko is worried about Yuuji. Kazuki tells Amane that the war is over and they must run away and live on the island. Yuuji reaches the top of the Heath ship, where he encounters a man who looks like him. He tells his name, DuPont, and wants Yuuji to fight with him and offers drugs. Yuuji rejects the drug offer, but he pins him down and injects his neck. In the fight, when DuPont is near death, he injects himself to get more power. Yuuji remembers Asako's words that live for his own sake, and he then gets energy and kills DuPont. He reaches Heath and tries to kill him, but Heath warns him one last time that the bomb will explode in 5 minutes, and the only way for Yuuji to take the key from him is to kill him. They both start fighting, but Heath has more power. Yuuji takes the sword, which Asako gives him, and fights with Heath. He manages to kill him, but the bomb on his wrist is still unlocked. Yuuji is then about to get out of the ship, as he promised the Mahama girls that he will come back alive. And then, the bomb explodes, destroying the entire ship. 2 years later, girls are on the island. Chizuru and JB arrive and inform them that they succeeded in making the new Mahama Academy, and now the girls can return to school, and all credit goes to JB. Yumiko is with Yuuji, who survived the attack and took 1.5 years to recover. Yuuji is then a little disappointed that he did not die after his final mission, but Yumiko makes him relax. All girls reach them and go to look at their new academy. All the girls were taking pictures with Yuuji. CIRS have now disbanded, and a new organization has formed in its place. Chiara is the head of the organization. Yumiko writes everyone's story in her journal. Kazuki is on the beach when she removes her claw arm and reveals her real arm, shocking Chizuru. She tells her that she does not lose her arm. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.